entrepreneurial, that has a combination of willingness to take risk, but a knowledge of how to keep those risks in a controllable fashion. It's about having adequate capital resources. All of those things were abundantly available to Agile in the very, very earliest days. The typical risks that are part and parcel of being associated with a startup venture simply were not with Agile from the beginning. Why? Because the product idea was so profound that capital literally came flooding its way towards Agile. And some of those risks that are typically a part of this kind of an initiative just haven't been there even from the very first day. Today, in what I describe as a network marketing miracle, and it really is a network marketing miracle, the company does business in 40 nations, and you know what? We are profitable in each of the 40. The company's been in business now for less than 2 years. We are profitable, no longer dependent upon an investor's goodwill. The company floats its own boat and is profitable in each of its markets. Frankly, I've never seen anything quite like it. There are elements of brilliance in this management team that I've not before seen expressed in this industry or elsewhere. The timing of the venture. Gosh, I do wish now that I could transfer just a bit of my life experience to you. If I could do a firewire between my brain and yours, if I could cause you to know this like I know it, then you would join me with a very, very high sense of urgency. Why? Whenever something goes from being obscure to popularized, when something goes from being unknown to known, if you are part of the process that causes that transformation to occur, that is one of the things that makes possible this wealth-generating process that I've described, this breakthrough financial experience. Well, today, in the entire world, there are probably somewhere along the lines of 250,000 people of the multiple billions that live on planet Earth who have seen, touched, tasted, felt, ever heard of this Agile product initiative. Here's what seems to be universally true. As soon as someone sees it, touches it, tastes it, feel it, they tend to get it. It doesn't seem to matter if you're older than me or if you're younger than me, if you're more physically fit or if you're less physically fit. It doesn't seem to matter if you're a man or if you're a woman, and your ethnic background doesn't seem to matter, your education level doesn't seem to matter. Everybody kind of gets it right away. Absolute total universal appeal. Today, it is absolutely unknown. But there are a lot of very, very bright minds who have been able to look at it and say, that's going to become well known. The timing of this moment is a very simple one. When you join us and become a part of the process that causes this transformation to occur from unknown to known, from obscure to popularized, when by definition the company then goes from small to big, that's what creates your chance to have a different kind of a financial future than might otherwise be possible. The elements that are required for success are a product line that makes sense to people, change the way that a person looks, change the way they feel about themselves, in a meaningful way improve their health, first to market. There's a lot to that product idea. It's about a management team that is skilled, that is gifted, that is entrepreneurial. It's about capital resources that are evident. And you know, you just don't open a company in 40 nations in a year and a half without having those resources available. And then it's about timing that is clear and that is obvious. I think that if you look even just this far beyond the surface of Agile, you will join me in the belief that Agile is going to get much, much larger. And by the way, we already represent a dramatic growth vehicle. The company has gone from a spark in Glenn Jensen's eye about a year and a half, 2 years ago, to now a company doing over $5 million US in monthly sales. They're privately held. I don't have exact figures, but I can tell you that it's over $5 million per month. Profoundly successful right now is this company. It has made it past the various hurdles that a company must make it past to virtually assure its long-term viability, and yet it remains unknown. That encapsulates your opportunity. Join us, join me, join your host, join the person who invited you here this evening in helping the company continue that transformation, that transition from small to big. The next element that's required for success is a compensation plan. And you know, I won't go into detail in this session at all, except to tell you that, like whatever you know the absolute very, very best, wherever your highest and strongest and greatest bank of knowledge resides, that is the way that I know and understand network marketing compensation. And I can tell you that, as I stated about the product idea, there are elements of brilliance expressed here that have never before been expressed in the industry. Not only is this company first to market with a product initiative, the company is first to market with a new compensation plan methodology that, in my mind, will set a standard for the coming 2 or 3 decades. I can tell you that whoever you are, you will literally feel like there is some component of the compensation plan that was specifically written for you as you come to understand it. I can further tell you that the issues that would have to be addressed in order for me to have enthusiasm for the concept would be, number one, it must be possible to generate a meaningful income quickly. I realize that we all arrive here with different economic experiences. Some people are doing very, very well already in conventional business, sort of like I was before I ever got involved in the industry. Other people struggling financially. We arrive here with a broad spectrum of experiences. Irrespective of where you currently find yourself financially, I find it important that you make some significant income with Agile quickly. Why? Because proof of income is the lubrication that greases the wheels of progress in network marketing. It's important to me, whether or not it's important to you, that you start quickly, that you have a substantial financial outcome in the earliest months, not just well down the road. So possible to generate a meaningful income quickly. It must be possible to access the vast majority of the percentage points in the compensation plan on a very part-time basis. So many of the structures in the industry are convoluted, they're complex, and you almost have to be a rocket scientist to figure them out. Not so here. Simplicity. I promise you, you can get to most of the compensation plan on a very part-time basis. It must be possible to work for a season and then stop. You see, sometimes people are confused when they observe me because by definition, if you meet me, if we're interacting, you're probably meeting me in a work environment. To the extent that I work, I guess I'm working now as I create this video tool. But what people fail to recognize is that for huge percentages of the last 10 years of my life, I've not worked at all. You see, the network marketing industry, and now specifically Agile, has afforded for me an ability to work in short seasons, to identify moments of profound opportunity, then do everything that is required for a fairly short period of time to fully harvest the value of that opportunity, and then live life. You see, not all compensation plans let you ever stop. You have my personal assurance and promise that you can establish a standard, you can establish a goal, a target, reach the goal, step aside, and keep getting paid for the work already done. See, first it's about generating a meaningful income quickly. Second, it's about being able to do so on a very part-time basis. Third, it's about being able to establish a target, accomplish that goal, and step aside. And finally, for me, I'm not sure about you, but for me, what was required to draw me into the fray was a deep-seated belief that my biggest success could be before me, not behind me. And that's not easy to do given the magnitude of my success, given that for the vast majority of my career, my income has been measured in the multiples of millions of dollars every year. But when I looked at Agile and I saw the compensation plan initiative, I knew that there was a likelihood here, not just a possibility, but a likelihood that people would have profound successes, and I simply had to decide if my own personal timing was such that I chose to act upon it. I think that that likewise will prove to be true of you. It'll simply become a matter of your personal timing. If you understand the facts with Agile, they are so overwhelmingly positive. It's about a product initiative that makes sense. It's a management team that is skilled, that is gifted, that is entrepreneurial. It has adequate capital resources and beyond. It is about timing that is clear, that is obvious, that cannot be refuted. There must be at least one part of the compensation plan that you really feel was written for you. Those are the first requirements. And then the final one is that there must be a proven track for you to run on. I want you to know this. There is no luck and there is no guesswork. There is a plan that is created. If A, then B, if C, then D, we can show you absolutely how to not waste time, effort, energy, and money